Just a little bit further. Okay, all right. Let's start a little bit differently today. You see that the lights are already up. We're just going to get right to it. Okay? So let's go ahead and find a spot on our mat. And we're going to start, let's start seated position. And unless you're adamant about laying down, that's fine too. But we're going to start with just a little bit of light movements. Okay? Now, whether your eyes stay open or not, that's totally up to you. We're not going to do anything where you need to have your eyes open. So let's go ahead and just settle into that seated position. You can have your legs out straight if you want, and just start rocking in a circle. Okay. Hey, I almost forgot to tell you to start the playlist. Okay, so let's go ahead and start that playlist if you want. Number 37 is the playlist. Just start it right from the top. One of a really nice song to begin with, and then I'll guide you to the Shavasana portion at the very end. All right, so we're just going to rock in a little circle, just a little bit of a rock, and try to make this nice and soothing as you can. Okay, just allowing ourselves to get right into the movement, allowing ourselves to start concentrating on the movements, allowing our mindfulness and our minds to go right towards how are we moving our bodies. And let's go ahead and switch directions on those circles. Just nice and gentle rocks. Good. Very nice. And as we begin to rock, just start to observe the way this feels on your body. Okay, start to observe the physicality. And let's come to stillness and bring our hands to prayer and just start moving our hands, just warming up our hands a little bit. And maybe just a little bit of a rock side to side. Okay, some nice soothing rock side to side. Start feeling that connection to our physical bodies and physical presence. Turning our attention to our physical minds and our physical presence. I'm sure there's a lot on our minds. But maybe for this next 60 minutes, we can allow ourselves to just be in this moment, in this body, and moving our bodies. Good. All right, let's bring those hands to stillness and those elbows together, hands and elbows together. 2 big inhales and 2 big exhales. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Okay, 2 inhales and 2 exhales. Inhale, look up, and exhale, look down. And again, inhale and exhale. And this might emulate a cat and cow motion for you. And good. Inhale, arch that lower back. And exhale, round that spine, look down. Keep going. Inhale. And exhale. And again, inhale. And exhale. 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. And one more time. Inhale. And exhale. Awesome. And now let's bring those hands into fists, but keep those thumbs up toward the sky and bring those arms up nice and high, about 60 degrees in the air. Then we're going to inhale through our mouth on our right elbow, bringing our right elbow in, and exhale on our left, okay? Everything through the mouth. So, and then, and reaching higher with those hands, reaching higher with those thumbs, reaching deeper into those lungs. Inhale, right, exhale, left. And then add a little pace now. And give me 3 more. And 2 more. And 1 more. And now both hands up and hold that inhale. Hold that inhale. Keep holding. Only take sips in if you need it. Hold. We're going to hold for 30 more seconds. Keep holding. We got this. Keep holding. 15 more seconds. And release. release. All right. Let's engage in one more breathing pattern called the breath of victory or Ujjayi breath. Again, hands either resting or to heart center. Inhale through the nose as deeply as you can. Exhale out of the mouth like you're Darth Vader or fogging up a mirror. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. 4 more. Inhale. And exhale. Two more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release and soften. One last time. Inhale. And exhale. We are indeed at a breath of victory. We're in yoga practice today. That's a victory in and of itself. Good. Let's find our 3 parts breath now. Just breathing in and out through the nose or mouth. Even tempo breath. Fill the lungs as much as you can and exhale. So all those breaths we did were just meant to energize the body and bring us right into the here and now and in this moment right here. Hands to heart center, and let's use that 3-part breath, a deep inhale and exhale, even tempo, to fan those arms up and exhale right back down to our heart center. Let's do that 4 more times. Inhale, nice and deeply, and exhale, nose or mouth. Good. 3 more. Just moving at our own pace, letting our breath guide the pace in which we move. And one last time. And right to heart center. And now fan those arms out sideways. Open your heart up. Open your heart. Give that heart away and exhale and give yourself a hug. Inhale, arch that back. Squeeze between those shoulder blades and one arm over the other. And then again, inhale. And the other arm over the other, and just alternate. Keep on going. Let's get 4 more just like that. Inhale, squeeze those shoulder blades together, and exhale, round that spine. Just imagine again that cat and cow motion with that spine. Inhale and lift and arch, and exhale and round and look down. Couple more. Couple more. Excellent. Inhale and exhale. One last time. There we go. All right. Take that left hand, grab the front shin, right hand circles up. Inhale, nice and tall, and exhale, just sweep it through. Sweep it through. You can see we're starting off, we're getting energized, getting our bodies energized, getting our bodies focused on moving, building heat. Those are energizing breaths that we're doing. Inhale on the left and exhale as we circle that arm through. Let's do 2 more. Inhale. And exhale, one last time. Inhale. And exhale. Grab the shins with the right hand. Inhale that left. And exhale and circle that left hand through. Good. Inhale. And exhale. 4 more. Good. And each time we lift, just reach a little bit higher. Reach into those ribs. Feel your side body stretching out. Feel that side body lengthening. Reaching in like we're getting up out of bed in the morning and giving a nice big reach and a yawn. Last time. Last time. There we go. Let's come over the front of our knees, find all 4s. I'm going to turn to the side in this all 4s. So hands directly under the shoulders and hips, right beneath those knees. So we're digging those hands in just a little bit. Strong hands, strong wrists, strong forearms. In the center of our palms, lifting up off our mats. And let's engage in a little wavy cat and cow. A little wavy cat and cow. Initially, let's just look up and bring our tailbone up. And inhale. And then exhale and look down. And again, inhale and look up. Drop our bellies down. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Even dropping our heart down just a little bit. Exhale. Push through those arms and those shoulders. Round through that spine. Tuck that tailbone under, engage our core. Got 2 more just like that. Excellent. Yeah. One more time, and then we're going to add a little wave to it. So a little wave to it. Okay. All right, coming to neutral spine. Coming to neutral spine, starting from the crown of our head to our tailbone as if there's a wave going through our body. So we'll start by just looking up first. Inhale. Squeeze our shoulder blades together. Keep inhaling. Arch our back and bring our tailbone up. And then from our tailbone to the crown of our head, drop our tailbone down. Exhale. Round through our spine. Engage our core. Keep looking up. And then complete that by looking down. Again, start with the head. Inhale. Look up. Begin to arch our back and lift that tailbone. And again, drop that tailbone down. Exhale. As more waves going to our tailbone, through our spine, and then eventually to the crown of our head. One more time. Start with the crown of the head. Inhale. And begin just letting that spine follow along, bringing the tailbone up. And then exhale, tailbone down, round through the spine, press into those hands, lift those shoulders, and drop the crown of your head. Staying right here on the shoelace side of our feet, let's begin just floating our knees up off the ground. So press into the tops of your feet, lift those knees just lightly off the ground, and release on down. Inhale, left, and exhale, release. Inhale, light lift, and exhale, release. A good stretch for the front of our shins, and a lot of core engagement. I bet you feel that. Bet you feel that, right? Inhale, lift, exhale, down. Give me two more. Up and down, and then last one. Good. Up and down. Okay. Stay right in this all fours. I'm going to face you. Awesome. So taking our left fingertips, bringing them right to our temples, elbow pointing out to the side, almost like a salute. We're going to tap that right elbow to our left elbow. So bring it across, a little rotation, and then inhale, lift that right elbow up toward the sky. Open up. Exhale. Tap the elbows. Inhale. Point the elbow to the sky. 3 more. Exhale. And inhale. Good. Last 2. And then just 1 more. Just waking up that spine. We got to move it in different directions. Set that right hand down. Fingertips on the left hand on the temple. Exhale. Tap that left elbow to the right elbow. And then inhale that left up toward the sky. Yeah. All right. 3 more. 3 more. Last 2. And then last 1. Bring both hands to the ground. And let's shoot that left foot straight out to the side. Watch your neighbors if you got some nearby. That whole foot stays on the ground. We're going to lift our hips and shoulders above that right knee. Right hand lifts up. Inhale. And look up at that right hand as we press our hips to the right side of the room. Okay, so we're stretching the right side of our body, but we're also stretching the inside of that left leg. Breathe in and fill those lungs as much as you can, and use the exhale to feel more from this, to soften those muscles that may be holding you back a little bit. Awesome. And now that right hand comes down, kneeling side plank, left hand up toward the sky. Awesome. And then maybe that left hand overhead, bicep to our ear, stretching through those ribs and opening up that left side. Doesn't that feel good? Keeping that back foot still on the ground. Still on the ground. All right, let's bring that left hand to the sky. Now watch this. Take that left foot, bring it forward. Bring it forward and point it towards me, if you will, or point it towards the side. Okay, that right leg, we're bringing it all the way underneath. Okay, so it's a side plank with our left foot forward, lengthening that back leg, that right leg. We can also be on the knee here if we want to. Okay, so it's just a different version of that side plank. Now we're going to thread the needle. Okay, so let's bring that left hand underneath that right armpit. Just reach. Okay, gently first inhale and lift. 4 more. Exhale, on down, and inhale and lift. Keep going. Exhale. And inhale. Nice, just a couple more. Perfect. And last one, exhale and inhale. All right, setting that right knee down, lengthening that left leg back, and coming back to all fours. Perfect. Same thing other side. Bring that right leg, shoot it out to the side. Left knee stays down. Bring the hips and shoulder over that left side. Left hand up to the sky. And now we're opening up the left side a little bit more. Okay, and also the inside part of that right leg, those adductor muscles, right? Good. Breathe in, fill those lungs, expand those ribs. Remembering our breath, that three-part breath, whether we're moving or not, we're trying to find that deep inhale and exhale. Left hand down towards the ground, right hand to the sky, kneeling side plank, right foot stays right there for now. And then take that right hand overhead, bicep to our ear, lengthen the top side of our body, that right side. Good. All right, so let's bring that right hand back up to the sky, and then we're going to bring that right foot forward. Just step it forward, make sure the knee's right above the ankle. Then we're going to lengthen that left leg underneath us. Left shoulder directly above that left wrist. Good, and that palm, and then stack, stack, lengthen, lengthen, fingertip to fingertip, lengthen crown of your head to that right foot. Remember, you can set the left knee down. Yeah, all right. Okay. 2, come out of this, set that left knee down. All right, lengthen that right and come back to all fours. Come back to all fours. Good, I'm gonna turn to the side, but we're gonna find downward facing dog. So let's just find that at the head of our mat. Spread those fingers out, curl those toes, and let's initially find plank position. If you're already in downward dog, stay right there. From plank position, we're going to keep our hands and feet right where they're at, and then lift our hips up toward the sky, ears between those arms. Once we get in downward dog, feel free to begin pedaling those feet, stretching those calves and heels and arches, and then begin rocking side to side. Rocking side to side. Getting the outside of those hips a little bit, and just getting more on those feet, those heels and those arches, and those calves. Good. From down dog, we're going to do a little bit of core engaging move here. Some oblique knee pulls. Some oblique knee pulls. So we're going to bring that those knees to our elbows. And so since I'm facing this way, I'm just going to bring the one that you can see. We're going to bring our shoulders over our hands and knee to our elbow, and then press back to down dog, and then just continuing to alternate side to side, right and left. Exhale as we come forward, inhale as we come forward, exhale as we press back to downward facing dog. Good. Inhale forward, and exhale. And each subsequent time we press back to down dog, try to feel that connection of your ears between your arms and your hips lifted nice and high. We'll do 2 more on each side. 2 more on each side. Excellent. All right. Leaning back in downward facing dog. Let's look forward, inhale, and step forward towards the front of our mat. Little bend in those knees, exhale, and inhale, sweep up nice and tall, and exhale to heart center. All right. Let's begin our sun salutation A, but we're going to take it nice and slow. Nice and slow, the first one. Inhale up nice and tall. Good, reach. And then exhale, nice long spine as we come down. A little soft bend in those knees. Keep the length of that spine as we come on down. And then when we get down, as far as we're comfortable getting down, just let those arms hang down. Whether they're the floor or not, it doesn't matter. We can rest those hands on our shins. We can rest those hands on the block or on the ground, but just let those shoulders relax. We're going to hang out and forward fold for a little bit. So from here, you can either just let those arms hang. You can use those hands and grab onto your heels or ankles, or a little toe lock on the big toe, big fingers, or peace fingers and big toe.
Or you can wrap those arms around your legs. Allowing the crown of your head to fall, space between your teeth, and relaxing our jaw. Finding the calm in this pose. Let's take 2 more deep inhales and exhales here. Then in our next inhale, we'll drape those hands across those shins and find that flat back yet again. Resting those hands maybe below or above those knees. Nice and tall with that spine. On our exhale, set those hands down and step back to plank position. From here, you can either go to a downward facing dog or inhale, rock forward, and then make a choice. Stay on those toes or come to those knees for a half push-up, elbows back. And then inhale, look up. If we're on our knees, we're in cobra. If we're on the shoelace side of our feet, legs up, upward facing dog. We'll exhale, then press back to a downward facing dog. On the inhale, look forward, step forward, exhale, bend into those knees, and sweep up nice and tall, and right back to heart center. Let's continue on and we'll add pace now. Inhale up and exhale and fold. Inhale up to flat back and exhale, step back to plank. Inhale, rock forward, exhale, come down. Inhale, lift that crown, either cobra, upward dog, your choice, and then exhale, face back to downward dog. Remember, you go from plank to downward dog. On the inhale, step forward or hop forward, sink into those legs, exhale, and sweep up nice and tall. Inhale, and exhale right back to heart center. Again, inhale, and exhale, and fold. Inhale up to that flat back, exhale, hands down, step it back. Knees or toes, inhale, rock forward, exhale, come down, inhale, look up, exhale, back down, downward dog. Inhale, step or hop forward, exhale into those knees and sweep up nice and tall, right back to heart center. Inhale, reach for it, exhale, come on down. Nice big swan dive down, inhale up to that flat back, and exhale, step back to plank. Inhale, rocking forward, exhale, half push up, inhale, look up, exhale, face back down, downward facing dog. Inhale, step or hop forward, bend those knees, exhale, and sweep up nice and tall, right back to heart center, exhale. Inhale on up and exhale, come down. Inhale up to flat back, and exhale, hands down, come on back. Inhale, rock forward, exhale, and that half push up. Inhale, lift the crown. Exhale, face back down. Inhale, step or hop forward. Exhale, sink into those legs and sweep up nice and tall. Exhale, heart center. Let's do 2 more and just keep going at your pace or my pace, whichever have you. Using your breath to guide the way. Inhale up, flat back. Exhale, bring it on back. Rock and roll forward. Exhale, come down. Remember, still got that plank to down dog option. Exhaling back to down dog, inhale, step or hop forward, sink into those legs and sweep up nice and tall. We got 1 more. Inhale up and exhale and fold. Inhale up to flat back and exhale, bring it on back. Rock and roll forward, go through that vinyasa flow, and we'll meet back in downward dog. Let's all stay right there. Good. Staying right in downward dog. And then just for a moment, let's take a little bend in our knees, hips to heels, child's pose. Child's pose. Allowing ourselves to catch just a little bit of a breather. Allowing ourselves to reconnect back with that 3-part breath and how it is our body feels today. All right. Good chance to get a little sip of water right here. We're going to continue on into some of our standing and upright flows. Okay. It's time. It's time. I'm going to go ahead and face you just real quick, and then I'll switch in just a little bit. So, all right, so let's find that plank position. Let's press back to downward facing dog without moving those hands or feet. From downward dog, we're going to take that right heel. We're going to float it up nice and high into the sky. Keep it up there. And now nice and slow, since we've already practiced some of those knee pulls, let's take them nice and slow. So as we inhale, come forward, draw that right knee towards the right elbow, and just tap it right there. Just hold it somewhere in that vicinity. And then inhale, that heel back up to the sky. And then bring it back forward. Right knee to right elbow. Good. and then inhale it up. And let's do that one more time, nice and slow. Shoulders over hands, rounding our spine, pushing through those hands. Good, that cat back, if you will. Inhale it back up. And then in our next exhale, bring that foot through, set it down onto our mat between those hands, or move it between those hands. Glue that left foot down and find warrior one. Find warrior one. Good. And so from warrior one with that right foot forward, left foot back, both feet down on the ground, heels to toes. Hips slightly coming forward, listening to the hips, listening to the knees, and listening to the ankle on that left side. Okay, don't get ourselves into a situation where we're causing pain on that side. So we find that good, gentle feeling on our body in this warrior one. Good, nice, deep inhales and exhales. Take a nice big inhale, and on our next exhale, frame up that front foot, step back to plank, and let's go through another vinyasa flow. Inhale, rock forward, exhale, come down. Inhale, lift up our crown, and right back to downward facing dog. This time, left heel floats up to the sky. Inhale it up nice and high, and then we'll exhale that left knee towards that left elbow, nice and slow. Draw those shoulders forward, round that spine, push those hands down, engage that core, and then inhale that heel up. And let's do that 2 more. Exhale as we come forward. Yeah, nice and slow and in control. And then inhale that left heel back up. 1 more time. Exhale. And then inhale. So these knee pulls are really all meant to just kind of emulate just bringing that leg through. Bring that leg through. Left foot comes down. Right foot sets down. The whole foot. Stabilize and lift. Warrior one. Good. Getting there nice and slow and nice and focused. Just breaking it down a little bit. Left foot forward, right foot back. Good. And then just recognize one side might feel a little different than the other. So we tune in. We tune in. Excellent. Take a nice big inhale. And on the exhale, frame up that front foot back to plank. And let's go through a vinyasa flow. Vinyasa flow, turn to the side. And we'll be back in downward facing dog. Good. Monster flow coming at us. Little monster flow. Some of you like my monster flows. Let's see where we go. Right foot up nice and high towards the sky. 3-legged dog. Bring that right foot forward. Good. Glue that back foot down. Find warrior one. Find warrior one. I'm just going to stay facing to the side here. Okay. Warrior one. Knee hovering right above that ankle. Again, both feet on the ground, and that left foot's pointing slightly off to the side. Got a little nice stretch right there on our hip. Take a nice big inhale. On the exhale, we make the shift to warrior two. So step that left foot just out so it's perpendicular now to that front foot. That foot and that knee didn't move at all. They stayed right there. And then we think about our posture. Ears over shoulders and over hips. Standing nice and tall. We're not leaning forward. We're not leaning back. We're carrying our body evenly on both feet. Awesome. Reverse warrior. Exhale that front hand. Inhale and lift that front hand. Reach up nice and tall. Back hand either rests on the leg or wraps around the back on the tailbone or waist. Looking up at that hand or looking back at that foot. Totally up to you. Where you put your eyes, your gaze, or in the yoga world we call it the dristi. The dristi. Keeping that right hand right there, lengthen now that front leg, still a soft bend in that knee, but create that triangle shape with those legs and reach a little bit higher with that right hand. Reach and lengthen through those ribs. Good. Now, bring those hands to warrior two arms, take a nice big inhale, and then exhale, reach as far forward as you can as your hips go towards the back. Good, in opposite directions. And when you can reach no further, then we tip over. Resting that right hand above or below the knee on the right leg, back hand to the hip or up toward the sky. Now if you want a little bit more, you can use that block. Okay, or if you want a little bit less, you can use that block. But just use the block and use your leg as an opportunity to find the pose that's designed for you today. Okay, that's how we work this thing. We're not trying to jam our bodies into triangle pose.
Not just trying to create a shape for shape's purpose, okay? Don't use our bodies to get into the pose. Use the pose to get into our bodies. Hey, finally said it right that time. Okay. All right, from here, a little bend in that front knee, and we're going to find warrior two. Warrior two. Go ahead, stand nice and tall again. Let's bring those hands now behind our back. Interlock those fingers. So those fingers are going to interlock. Bring them right behind your back, and then draw the hands down past your tailbone. If you're unable to do that, just leave your hands right there by your hips and just draw them down and draw your elbows back like you're trying to tap your elbows together. Good, a little humble warrior now from warrior two. So get nice and long from the crown of our head to our tailbone. Exhale and come to the inside part of that right leg. Nice and slow, nice and controlled, using the core. And then when we get down to where down is for us, we can drop the crown of our head and float those hands up nice and tall. Good. Keeping them interlocked, or if we don't want them interlocked anymore, we can always release those hands. Keeping that depth with our upper body, let's go ahead and release those hands now and find right angle pose. So right hand on the ground to the instep of that right foot, arm blocking in, or bring that hand up a little bit higher as we float that left hand to the hip or up toward the sky. Recognize you can also use that block right there on the inside of that right leg. From here we can extend that right angle bicep to our ear and lengthen the top side of our body. Excellent. Breathe. Breathe. Some of you are probably telling me, Dave, breathe. Take a breath. Okay? Well, we're about halfway into this flow, so we're going to just keep going. So with this left hand, we're going to bring it down and lift that back heel up just a little bit. So find runner's lunge. Find runner's lunge. Okay, so that back foot's going to stay up because we're going to move from here. From this runner's lunge, we're going to come all the way up to a little bit of a knee lift, okay? About 5 to 8 of them pressing into that right leg, straight down on the ground, bring it up, tap that knee, and come right back down to that runner's lunge. Again, about 5 or 8 of these. Now, if knee lift is not in the cards, you want to tap the toe, tap the toe. That's what works for me, okay? All right. Big move coming from the ground all the way up. Strength building in that right leg. And I bet no one's thinking about anything that was on their mind more than a half hour ago. What we're worried about now is, hey, what's this feeling on my leg? Why is my leg feeling a little bit warmer? 1 or 2 more right here. Excellent. And we're going to come out of this, find crescent pose. Crescent pose. So step that left foot back, heel up off the ground. That knee is still bent, arms up, squaring up, hips and shoulders. I'm going to turn and face towards you. Just for a moment. Let's get a little side bend here now from crescent pose. So our left hand just going to come down, rest onto our tailbone, right hand onto our tailbone or behind our waist. Left hand reaches up and lean over to the side like we're trying to press our hips onto that left wall. Okay, you're probably feeling yourself swaying a little bit. Maybe that balance is challenged a little bit, and that's on purpose. Okay, it's hard to stand on our feet this way, and it uses our body strength to get there. Awesome. I'm going to turn back to the side, stay right where you're at for this moment, and then we can come out of that side bend, arms back, and we're going to find warrior 3. You can bring those hands back if you want to, or forward. Begin lifting that left heel up off the ground, and then lengthen our bodies. Crown of our head to our heel or toes. Wherever you want them, trying to keep our shoulders and hips square to the ground as we balance out on this warrior 3. Whew, all right. Very nice. From warrior 3, we're going to find half moon pose. So we're going to slowly descend toward the ground. Either both hands come down, that left foot stays up off the ground, then we float that left hand up, or we just find the ground with a block with that right hand and enter right into half moon. Trying to stack fingertip to fingertip, spiritually if you will, in crown of our head through our heels. Pointing our left toes straight forward where our belly button and heart are pointing. All right.
We're going to gently come out into warrior two from here. We do that by slowly bending that right knee and setting that left foot down. Nice and slow. Warrior two. There we go. Going to lengthen that front leg now and straddle and face this left side of your mat, or just straddle your mats. Okay? Inhale up nice and tall. Tap those thumbs and bring those elbows to the ribs. Good. Give me 4 more just like that. Moonflowers. Exhale, come down. Inhale. And exhale. 2 more. Knees to toes as we come down. Last one. All right. And now let's inhale those hands and come right to heart center. Long legs right here. Go ahead and reposition your feet as if we're on skis with those feet. So bring them more parallel to each other, and then bring the hands behind the back. Interlock those fingers yet again. And we'll draw those hands down, just naturally bringing those shoulders down and away from our ears and lifting our hearts a little bit higher. Lengthen to the crown of our head and to our tailbone. Breathe in and then exhale and hinge. Long spine as we come down. Long spine as we come down. Keep that length, keep that length. And then when we found our bottom, then drop the crown of your head, float those hands up nice and tall, up toward the sky. Whew. So a little bit of stillness in our practice. That's always good, right? Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's go ahead and release those hands now. And then we're going to crawl over to plank position. I'm just going to turn to the side and find my plank position at the head of my mat. Let's go through a vinyasa flow. We'll meet back in downward facing dog. Here we go. All right, that's monster flow time right there. Good stuff. From downward dog now, let's take that left heel, float it up nice and high, 3-legged dog into the sky, and then draw that left foot forward, gluing that right foot down. It's warrior one pose. There we go. All right. Remember warrior one? Feels like a while since we've done one of those. All right. So again, front knee and toes are going to stay right where they're at. Take a nice big inhale and exhale and just open up. All we're doing is stepping that foot out a little bit more perpendicular, that right foot. Go ahead and extend those arms without locking those elbows. And good tall posture. Ears over shoulders, over hips. And just play around with the depth of your warrior two. You want something a little deeper? Go ahead and do that. Just make sure you have the alignment of that knee over the ankle. Okay? Make sure it feels good on that back hip. All right, reverse warrior. Exhale, flip that left hand. Inhale, lift that left hand to the sky. Back hand again on the leg or wrapped around our waist. Looking up or looking back, and breathe. Create that space and lift with that left hand through those fingertips, through those ribs. Awesome. We're going to keep that left hand right there. Begin to lengthen that left leg, creating that triangle shape with those legs. Okay, strong legs, soft bend in that left knee still. We don't lock any joints. Keep that hand right there. Reach just a little bit higher in this straight leg reverse warrior. Awesome. And now let's bring those arms to warrior two arms. Breathe in as deeply as we can. And then our exhale, begin reaching as far as we can. And right hips go to the back. Go to the back in the opposite direction. Tip over when we found that we can go no further. Finding that length on our spine, the health of our spine, and then just tip it over to where, really up top we don't feel a whole lot, especially through the middle part. It's the top part into our ribs and hips, and then down below into our legs. Good. All right. So as we exhale and come back to warrior two here, we're going to find that humble warrior from warrior two. So let's draw those hands behind our back. Interlock those fingers and draw those hands down and past our tailbone, shoulders, down and away from our ears. Crown of our head nice and tall, lengthen through our spine as we breathe in, and then nice and slow exhale as we come to the inside of that left leg. Strength, stability, and focus. Dropping the crown of our head, floating those hands up if that's comfortable for you. And since we're already here, let's go ahead and stay here with our upper body. Go ahead and release those hands and bring them down towards the ground just for some support. And let's find that right angle pose. That right angle pose. So left hand blocking into the inside of that left leg and that right hand up toward the sky. And we can also come onto the leg or onto the block with that right angle pose. Okay, so we do have options. Okay? Always, always options. Very nice. All right. So let's come down, bring that top hand down. I'm sorry, we can go overhead with it. And then, and then extend that. And then bring it down and through. Let's find that runner's lunge. Left foot forward, right heel back, up off the ground. And now, we're going to go from this runner's lunge from the ground all the way up, right knee lift. Okay? So launch into that, push into that. It's a lot of balance. See, I just wobbled. Okay, and that's okay. And we come down nice and slow and nice and controlled. 5 to 8 of these. Totally up to you. And tapping that knee. Tapping that knee. All right. And a couple more. And whenever you're done, you can find crescent pose. Crescent pose. So that right foot comes back, heel stays up, deep bend in that left knee, knee hovering right above the ankle, arms up, shoulders down, and roll away from the ears. I'm going to face you for just a moment. Okay, all right. Crescent pose. And we're going to engage in that side bend. So take that left hand, just bring it behind our back. Right hand reaches up. Press our hips now to the right side. That back heel still up. Okay, you can see my feet are fighting this. Okay, finding the balance. They're moving around, they're digging in. They're clawing, if you will, to keep my stability, to keep my balance. All right. So I'm going to turn back to the side again. Stay right there for just a moment. And then come back to crescent pose. And let's find warrior 3. So begin leaning in and then lifting that right heel up off the ground. Lengthen that left leg. All right, squaring up, shoulders, hips, hands forward, heart center or back by those hips. And from here, we're going to find a half moon. So we slowly find that ground or find that block. Stay in control of where we're at as best we can. Now if we're wobbling and if we're stumbling, cut yourself some slack. We've already had our victory today. Our breath of victory and our victory just being in yoga. So allow that to be your victory. No worries whether we're stumbling or wobbling. We're going to slowly come out of this into warrior 2. Put a bend in that left knee. Gently set that right foot down. Good dismount right there. Perfect 10 by Olympic standards. We got it. Excellent job. Excellent job. Let's go ahead and lengthen that warrior 2 leg and then straddle our mats. Okay, a little sunflower now. So a little bend in those knees toward our toes, tap those thumbs, and then tap those pinky fingers. Get a little bit lower, hinge deeper. Inhale up and down. Give me 3 more. Inhale and on down. Good. One last time. Inhale and exhale, and then inhale, and let's find heart center. Let's find heart center. You can readjust those feet back to parallel. All right. Inhale it nice and tall. Straight legs, flat back, chin up. Going to do a straddle twist as we exhale. Swan dive down, nice and slow. Long spine. In control. Come on down, and then when you get down to where down is for you, drop the crown of your head. Find the floor with your fingertips. Use that block or something that resembles that to lift the floor up a little higher. And then we can interlock those arms and rock side to side. Finding the relaxation, the calm, just like we did in that forward fold with our feet more narrow. Allow ourselves to find some relaxation in this pose. Now let's engage in a little twist here. So let's release those hands, right hand right below the face. I like to do cupcake hands, which means fingertips down and the palms arched. That just helps keep me in better alignment as I lengthen that arm, and then inhale the left hand up toward the sky. And then follow that left hand up nice and high, tipping our hips just a little bit to the left side to feel that deeper stretch on the inside part of our right leg. Still breathing. And then on our next exhale, bring that left hand down, fingertips or onto the block, or whatever makes the most sense for you. Inhale that right, and then tip the hips just a little bit to the right. Feel the inside of that left leg now. All right. Good. Let's bring both hands down. Put a little bend in those knees and let's crawl back to plank position. Plank position, vinyasa flow. Vinyasa flow. Come on down. Lift on up, press back to downward facing dog. Good. Right heel floats up nice and high into the sky. Go ahead and bring that right foot through. Runner's lunge. Runner's lunge. Staying right here, nice and low. Back knee can be up or down, totally up to you. I'm going to face you for this one just for a moment. Okay, little runner's lunge. All right, so from here, take that right hand and just rest it on your tailbone or wrap it like behind your back like it's a belt. Okay? And then from here, we're going to just open up our heart to the right side, twisted low lunge, but with that hand kind of wrapped back to get a little bit more encouragement of those shoulders and heart to open up. Just watch, because that right knee will want to open up. Try and keep that knee towards your heart as if those legs are scissoring toward each other. And then maybe a little peek up toward the sky. As we come back to that runner's lunge, let's come on to that back foot now. Runner's lunge with that back knee up. Curl those toes, back heel up, float up to crescent pose. Crescent pose. Good. From this crescent pose, go ahead and lengthen that front leg and walk that back foot in just a little bit. Lengthen that front leg. Square up, hips and shoulders. Exhale, and pyramid pose. Come on down. From pyramid, either resting above or below the knee on the leg, finding that block or finding the ground. And then when we found that spot, as our resting spot, our home spot, that just right for us, we drop the crown of our head and just settle in and breathe. I'm going to turn to the side, stay right here. So we're going to go a little twist and then a little twist on the twist. How about that? We're going to get twisty today, all right? So, twisted triangle, keeping both feet on the ground, heels to toes. Let's take that right hand now and float it up toward the sky. And either stand right here, both feet on the ground. Or if you want, twisted half, try to float that left foot up off the ground. And still try to stack through those shoulders, opening our heart to the right side. There we go. Good. Let's bring both hands down, set both feet down, step back to plank position, vinyasa flow. Meet back in downward facing dog, final vinyasa flow. There we are. Press back to downward facing dog, and when we're ready for it, take that left heel, float it up nice and high, up toward the sky, three-legged dog, bring it through. Runner's lunge, left foot forward, right knee up or down. Okay, I'm gonna face you yet again. All right. So take that left hand now, bring it behind our back, tailbone, or just wrap it like it's a belt, and then open up our heart to the left side. Trying to stack to our shoulders, and maybe just peeking at that left shoulder like we're like we're driving a car and we're backing out of the driveway. So peek over that left shoulder. Good. So as we exhale and bring both hands down, that runner's lunge, go ahead and curl those toes, lift that back knee up, and then find crescent pose. Crescent pose. Perfect. Just for a moment. Sink it into that hip, and then lengthen that front leg, step that back foot in, square up those hips and shoulders, and hinge. And hinge. Finding your version of pyramid, I'm going to turn to the side, stay right there. Awesome. Let's take that left hand now. Let's float it up toward the sky. Twisted triangle, both feet on the ground, heels to toes. And you're welcome to stay right there. Or begin floating that right foot off the ground. And a twisted half moon. And straight line, fingertip to fingertip. Try to encourage a straight line, or just visualize that your body's doing that. Whether you have a mirror or not, doesn't matter. From the crown of your head to your heel. Let's bring both hands down. Step back to plank position. Good. And then just drop down to those knees, and let's find a seated position, and eventually on to our lower backs. Interlock those ankles, grab behind those knees, slowly come on down. Awesome. So from here, a little hip opening stretch. I'm going to turn just a little bit so you can see a little bit better. All right. So both knees bent, feet flat on the floor. We're going to take that right ankle, toes toward the shins on that right foot, bring it above that left knee, and then open that hip a little bit. Drop that knee forward, away from the crown of your head. Take those hands and shoot through that figure 4 gap. Grabbing behind the knee, not in front of the knee. Just keep the rest of that leg nice and free. As we engage in that leg, draw that left knee towards the crown of our head to get a deeper stretch, and then on our right hip and glutes and lower back. I hope y'all can see that. Okay? I think I need to move just a little bit more. There we go. Something like that. And if you want a little extra now, then lengthen that left leg and give a hamstring stretch. So a little 2-for-1 deal. The yoga Groupon, full force today. Full force today. And how about that? Free delivery. We'll throw in free delivery. So a 3-for-1 deal right here. Delivering it right to your desktop. Right to your doorstop. All right, have a little fun, of course. Okay, let's go ahead and exhale, release out of that. So we'll do the same thing on to the other side. So right leg stays down, take that left ankle, toes toward the shins to lock that knee into place, and then place that ankle above the right knee. Good, dropping that left knee forward, away from the crown of your head initially. Good, and then grab behind that right knee, keep the shin free, and then draw that right knee towards the crown of your head. Stretching through your left side, glutes and hips. Creating that figure 4 pigeon pose on our backs here. And then lengthen that right leg if you want, toes toward the shins to get a hamstring stretch. And we've got to get the Groupon special on this side too. It's no fair if we only give it on one side. And breathe. All right, let's bring everything down towards the ground, and then draw our knees toward our chest. I'll stay in this direction. I'm just going to go to a supinated twist now, just a nice lower back stretch. Draw both knees to our chest. And then we're going to release that right leg, extend that right leg all the way out and heel down towards the ground. That right hand is going to reach to the outside of that left leg and draw that left leg across our body. Good. Shoulders trying to still touch the ground, but lengthen that left hand out and look at that left hand so that you're looking in the opposite direction that your right knee is or your left knee is going. And breathe. Soften. Try to relax on the exhales. Allow yourself to move around just a little bit. And move that left knee around. Use that right hand to move the leg around. And play around with the hips, trying to stack them perpendicular onto the ground. And take 2 more breaths. Good. And same thing other side. Let's draw those knees back to our chest. Right from that start position. Good. That loosens up our lower back a little bit. Release that left leg. Let that heel drop to the floor. Left hand drapes across that right leg now. And pull that right leg across your body nice and gently. Extend that right hand. Look at that right hand in the opposite direction your right knee's going. Oops, there's a little snap, crackle, and pop on my back. And just relax and breathe. We're not trying to force anything. So don't feel the need to press your hand into your leg and try to rip your back out of the sockets if that's even possible. Okay, just allow the nice gentle stretch. Allow the exhales to reach in and to soften into those areas. So try and feel that your muscles are settling, that you're sinking in on each exhale. Very nice. Let's come back. Knees to chests. Do one more thing before Shavasana. So draw those knees to our chests. And then draw those knees into our armpits. Float those feet up toward the sky. Drape your hands across the front of your feet. And begin rocking side to side. Happy baby. Happy baby. Just press. Press that back into the mat beneath you. So with those twists, it always feels really nice to kind of just give a little bit of a back massage. And then also a nice deep stretch to our glutes and hamstrings and adductors by drawing our knees into our armpits. Good. All right, let's go and release out of this and begin finding Shavasana pose, relaxing and spreading and sprawling out onto our mats. I'm going to dim the lights and get us prepared for Shavasana. As we get ready for Shavasana, just this closing song is Lost Without You. I know there's like 5 or 6 of them at the bottom. Lost Without You is the one for today. Shavasana song. And just allow ourselves to find that comfort on our mats. Allow ourselves to sprawl out and relax. And just release. We've been moving for the past 60 minutes, engaging through our breaths and engaging our body. With very little rest, very little space created in between. So create this space. Allow your eyes to gently rest, your eyelids to close, while your breath is becoming natural, everyday breath. Allow your body to feel completely relaxed and released of any tension, so that you're almost surrendering onto the floor and the mat beneath you. And then find stillness. Try and find quietness of our physicality. Quietness of our limbs, of our hands, of our feet, of our face. And just a softening of our breath. When we physically get quiet, it gives our body and mind an opportunity then. It creates that space, it gives us an opportunity to not only
appreciate and feel our practice for today, but it just allows us to get our body into that restful state. A lot of movements in our breathing styles activated our bodies. Now this is the time to relax and release. It's okay to find space. It's okay to do nothing. It's okay to pause and simply breathe and take those moments that we all need, especially during this time. It's okay. Today, remember the good and remember the gifts. Remember others and care deeply. Remember the simple, remember the normal. Remember to give and to do so generously. And remember to find gratitude and be thankful for everything that we have to be grateful for. Remember to love unconditionally, and remember grace. There's so much grace. Use care with how we respond, not react. Remember to care exponentially. Remember our family. They're so important. Just simply remember. I honor the love and light in each of you as it's also within me. Namaste.